Her Imperfection, a Quietude story about beauty. What is beauty? You see it everywhere, on Instagram feeds, magazine covers, TV ads, movie screens. Perfection in symmetry, perfection in posture, perfection in teeth, hair, skin, outfits. Every scroll whispers the same thing. Do better. Be better. Look like this. And yet, when I look at her, none of that matters. She's not perfect. She's not curated. She's alive. I watch her hands. She hates them, thinks they're wide, awkward, veined, unworthy. But I notice everything. The way her fingers curl when she drinks tea. The tiny scar on her knuckle from something she refuses to tell me. The way she drums on the counter when she's thinking. I think, this is beauty. Her body curves where the world would call it too much, or not right. But she moves like gravity respects her. She stretches, bends, laughs, sways. Sometimes she falls asleep sitting up with a book on her chest, one leg tucked under her like she's made a little fort for herself. I think, this is beauty. She hums badly. She sings even worse. Sometimes she forgets the lyrics halfway through and mutters nonsense words that make no sense. I laugh quietly. I think, this is beauty. She spills coffee almost every morning. Always. She doesn't cry. She doesn't scream. She sighs, surveys the stain, and mutters something absurd like, well, that's the colour of Tuesday. And I think, this is beauty. Her cat jumps onto her lap at the worst possible moment, toppling a stack of papers, sending pens flying. She swears softly, bends to pick them up, and talks to the cat as if it is a tiny, insolent roommate. She laughs. I laugh. The absurdity of it all, spilled coffee, the cat, the papers, is more beautiful than any polished image could ever be. I remember the first time I really noticed her. She was dancing in her socks across the kitchen, holding a plate of cookies she'd just burnt. She didn't care. She twirled, one sock hole exposing her heel, singing words from a song she'd made up. I thought, this is impossible. This is the most beautiful chaos I've ever seen. She bends to pick up a stray sock. It doesn't match. She shrugs and wears it anyway. Sometimes I imagine her socks have tiny secret lives of their own. They are little rebels fighting against the tyranny of matching pairs, and she lets them. I think, this is beauty. Her laugh is uneven, half-choked, sometimes loud, sometimes whispered. It doesn't care who's listening. It bounces off the walls, ricochets into corners, makes shadows dance. Once she laughed so hard at a memory I didn't understand that she fell over the couch cushion and nearly toppled the lamp. I held my breath, but the lamp survived. She survived. And I thought, this is beauty. At night, when she thinks I'm asleep, she creeps into the living room to pet the cat, whispering nonsense into its ears. The cat meows like it agrees. I lie awake listening. I want her to know I am awake too, that I see her, that the way she cares, the way she exists, the way she loves even quietly. It is magnificent. Her shoulders carry years she doesn't acknowledge. Her smile holds contradictions, regret, amusement, stubbornness, kindness. She hates her profile, but I notice the gentle curve of her jaw, the way light catches the corner of her eyes. She doesn't see it. But I do, and I think, this is beauty. She cooks with chaos. Ingredients spill. Recipes are suggestions, not rules. She tastes soup with a crooked spoon, grimaces, adds something unexpected, tastes again, shrugs, mutters, better than yesterday. I laugh quietly. Sometimes she cries alone in the bathroom, silent tears, one hand pressed to the mirror as if it will absorb her sadness. I want to tell her, you're not broken, you're miraculous. She wouldn't listen. She thinks crying is a flaw. I watch. I wait. I breathe. I think, this is beauty. The small things are the biggest things. The cat curled in her lap like a living pillow, the mug she uses every morning chipped on one side, the pen she always misplaces, the way she folds laundry in silence, the way she reads books upside down sometimes, just for fun. These are her miracles. These are her quiet power. Her shadow stretches across the wall as the sun sets. She doesn't notice it. She doesn't notice the way her hands look golden in the light. She doesn't notice the way her body casts tiny hills and valleys that feel like home. I notice, and I think, this is beauty. She leaves the room for a moment, and I linger in the space she occupies. Her scent lingers, faint perfume, faint life, and I think, this is beauty. She returns, socks mismatched, hair crooked, holding the burnt cookie plate like a trophy. She smiles at me crookedly. I smile back. That tiny imperfection, that laugh, that shrug. It is more beautiful than any edited photo, any flawless model, any standard the world forces upon us. She does not know she is breathtaking. She does not know she is wild, soft, funny, fierce, awkward, human. She does not know she is enough in every way. And I am quiet, and I am grateful. Because real beauty, the kind that lasts, the kind that matters, does not live in filters or hashtags or perfection. It lives in laughter, in softness, in the small, unruly, miraculous things that make her, her. And I want the listener to know, notice the people who exist quietly, the ones who make a room softer by just being there. Notice the cracks, the quirks, the oddities. They are the miracles. And maybe, just maybe, that is enough to make you smile, even on a difficult day. If you enjoyed this quiet moment together, you can stay with us. Subscribe to Quietude.